The Tim Dev Show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tim Dev Show. I'm going to actually interview people from the FHL in this new episode that I would like to call Behind the Parking Lot. Alright, please welcome Matt.
Yes, perfect. All right, deal done? All right, great to hear, great to hear. Sorry about that, Tim.
That's alright.
I was just wrapping up my first big sponsorship deal with Evolve Athletics, the next step.
So we have Matt here, who's the commissioner for the FHL, and he joins us to talk about some questions that we might have about the FHL and anything
Excellent.
about that.
Very good.
So let's start with the first question.
All right.
What do you think was the worst thing about the TCHL?
Very interesting question. I've had to explain this one a few times in the last few months. There wasn't a lot of bad about the league. I guess the worst part, I think if you had to pick one, was some of the players that were involved in the league, guys that aren't exactly, as I'd say, FHL material. With a league that is running with no money, based off of everyone getting together at the same spot every week, you want everyone to want to be there. So it's a lot easier to have guys that are more friends than opponents. And that is something the TCHL had, was they had more opponents than need necessary.
So you felt that people took it maybe too seriously, and you want to try and create the FHL on a more friendly and sportsman-like setting?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah, we strive to have 32 friends, more than 32 players occupy 4 different teams. We go for guys that we feel will fit in well with each other. And no matter how good of a hockey player you are, if we don't really like you out there, then we're not going to invite you back. So yeah, it's more of a sportsman-like league. And once again, we are out there with a referee that is, as capable of doing the job as each other are. And we're on the trust of each other to just play in a very gentleman fashion. So not too many rules, and when you have a league like that, you have to have strong sportsmanship and guys with great character, and we do. That's one thing I love about this league.
With the FHL being a new league, do you think there's any improvements that you could see so far in the first 4 or so, 5 or so games that we've had?
One way I wish to improve the league is by adding 2 more teams. Right now we have 4, which is a lot of fun, 32 different players, 8 people on a team, but I feel like we can try to stretch that. Hopefully one day get 42 to 48 total players and have 6 teams out there. That's something I've wanted to do since starting playing out there 7 years ago. Attendance-wise, things could be a little bit better this season. That is an issue that we have. We recently had a team forfeit last week, which is a big bummer. Going forward, I hope that doesn't happen, and in the off-season, maybe add 2 more teams. But other than that, things have gone pretty well so far. Fingers crossed that the postseason is going to be just as fun as the regular season, but so far so good.
Alright, well, we have to take a break to hear this message from our sponsors.
All right.
And we'll be back with some more questions with Matt.
All right, thank you.
Since taking our first steps, proper shoes have always made a difference. As we get older, there is a stronger demand on their abilities. Make sure your shoes grow with you from first steps to the game-winning touchdown.
Evolve. The next step.
Well, that was a word from our sponsor, and we're back with Matt to answer some more questions about the FHL. Do you find it hard to be a player and the commissioner of the FHL?
Most days, yes. Every day that's not on Monday, it's not too bad on me because I can answer questions, deal with issues as they come up with different players, and it's not a problem. Mondays can be complicated, especially the days that I have to work every Monday. But I love doing it, so it's really not that big of an issue. Some nights, I will say, before games, I don't get to prepare myself for my game as much as I do other games or everyone else's games, but it's something that I know that has to get done. So I don't mind doing it, and I feel like everyone in the league is okay with me playing in the league as well. I don't really take any competitive advantage anywhere with it. I've never had anyone come up to me and tell me I have, or I'm doing a bad job at it. So so far so good there, I guess, too.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you the same question, but with two different faces. One as a commissioner, and then one as an actual player.
Okay.
Who do you think, as the commissioner, will be the team that takes the first championship of the FHL?
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, 3 teams right now we have that look very strong. Obviously, Flower Power can score goals on will. They're always going to be a threat. Azul is a fantastic team as well. And of course you have the NPR Red Devils, who have done a really good job at limiting goals. If I had to say a gut reaction right now today as commissioner, I guess I'd say Azul. They beat the Red Devils 1-0 in overtime. They did a good job at limiting their chances. And Zach Walker really is something special out there. So if I had to give a gut reaction as a fan or commissioner, I'd have to say the blue team. And as far as a player, I'm going to say the Red Devils are going to win out every single game, and we're going to take the whole thing. And we are definitely a good enough team to do it. We all believe in each other, but we don't want to get too ahead of all this so far, and we're just going to take it period by period.
All right. Well, as an opposite player as Flower Power, I think we have a chance.
Definitely. I definitely
Though
agree.
last week we did get an easy win due to unfortunate circumstances of the opponent team not being able to show up. But we still would have won anyway, I'm sure. Thanks, Matt, for coming on the show and answering a few of my questions about the FHL.
Thank you for having me.
If anyone else wants to be on the show, please let me know, and we can have another interview. I do want to interview Fogg and my team captain, GB, at one time, but if anyone else wants to be on the show, please, you know where to find me. And until next time, goodbye.